bringing back the basics, we're starting off with the push-up. Obviously there's push-ups and there's push-ups. I think what I want to really reinforce with everyone this month with the push-up is to get a full range of motion. That's not, I think it's been slipping in some bad habits with it. One is obviously leading with the head on the way down to the floor, or doing partial reps and just repping out too fast. Yeah, so you're almost like just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. What I want to see is a little bit more time under tension, so it's a little bit smoother and a little bit slower. And I want to see your chest come all the way down to the floor. So for some of you who've got that sort of stooped neck, what it's going to mean actually, contrary to what we normally do, just to ensure that we get this right, is I'm going to get some of you to look up slightly, yeah, so that you're actually getting the chest down to the floor. Anyway, right, so remember, hand positioning, we want, I don't know if any of you have done a barbell bench press, but that's the type of width you want between your hands. Yeah, so it's generally just outside shoulder width. It's not narrow, like you're doing a tricep push-up, and obviously it's not really, really far out wide. It's as if you're doing, so if you're standing upright, if you wanted to try and get the geometry of it, if you're standing upright, it's kind of, you know, imagine you've got a bar, you're doing a barbell bench press, and that's the kind of width that you're going to have between your hands when you're on the floor. And the other thing that we do is make sure that the fingers are obviously open and your hands are flat, so you're not kind of like this, so you've got your hands completely splayed out and flat on the floor, and we turn the hands up very slightly, yeah, very slightly. While you're lowering yourself to the ground and back up again, you're trying to get this sort of angle between your upper arm and your ribs. Yeah, so a common push-up mistake is people end up doing this. So you end up with this 90-degree angle over here, and the elbow is kind of level with the shoulders. So the traps become really engaged, and the shoulders do all the work, and the chest, which is the muscle that obviously we're trying to work, doesn't really come into it very much. Yeah, it kind of goes into the triceps, the shoulders, and the traps. Yeah, if we can get the shoulders down, so you're not shrugging, and just close that angle up slightly, so that when you're pushing, your hands are level basically with your nipples. That's where you're going to get the work into the chest. Yeah, full range of motion. So I'm just going to do this from the knees, actually, because a lot of you are probably going to be doing that in order to do them properly. Okay, so getting my hands into that position where it's just outside shoulder width. My fingers are splayed. My hands are flat on the floor. Yeah. To get the right position in the torso, to start off with, you're going to be up on your toes doing a plank. Yeah. So I've got tension in my glutes, that my hips are not sagging. My bum's not up in the air, so I'm keeping that nice straight line right through the head, through the shoulders, through the torso, through the hips, knees and ankles. Okay. And from there, I'm going to imagine that I'm pinning my hips in space, and I'm going to lower my knees down to the floor. Yeah? Now I've got my bum in the right position. Once you're there as well, don't relax. You've got to keep it tight in the core. Yeah? So you're squeezing the glutes, and you've got your abs engaged. Okay, then from there I'm going to look up slightly because we're trying to get this full range of movement. As I lower, I'm going to go forwards in order to get the correct angle between my upper arm and my torso. And I'm going to go all the way to the floor so that my chest is basically brushing the floor and then back up again. Yeah? Slow, controlled, mindful, not fast movement. Okay, that's the speed you should be moving at. Shouldn't be faster than that. Okay, cool.